Hey, sweetheart. I just wanted to make you a video. I just wanted to say, like, just a couple things, you know, pretty quick, I would assume. Um, you know, I made you first of all, I just want to say I made you an hour and a half long video or something like that. There's like I think there's like six different parts. I was talking about God and stuff like that because I said that I would do that stuff with you. And I don't mean to keep referring back to, the video where I was wearing, I think, a white shirt and like the Patriots winter hat or something. But I do feel in retrospect, I do feel like, I feel bad about that. I really, really do. I mean, not the rest of the video, but just like the way I went about it. Um, I really was wrong, and I really do mean that, and I really do apologize. Um, I don't know your situation over there. Um, I mean, I don't. And I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to or wanting to get you to try to do something before you really want to do it. That's the last thing I want to do. That's why I don't go to court because I don't want to pressure you into anything because that's not who I am as a person. Um, there's freedom within me. I give people freedom of choice. I don't sit there and try to force myself on people. And that video was just, you know, without getting into anything specific, like when a parent goes through something like this, most parents, most parents never go through something like this. And the ones that do never go through it to the extent of which I've gone through it. It just doesn't really happen that often at all. Like, this scenario is very, very rare. Hang on, I gotta. My throat is getting dry again. Shocking. Hang on. But I'm not making excuses for myself at all. I'm just saying when a parent goes through something like this, um, you know, it gets very. Oh man, my throat. Hang on, Mackenzie. Oh man. What a boy. When a parent goes to, oh man, my throat, like right here, dude. Oh, these cough drops just aren't helping. I have like a dry throat. I don't understand why. Um, but when a parent goes through something uh like this, um, it's you know like every scenario, is different concerning this, parental alienation thing. And I guess you can kind of sort of categorize it as um parental abduction in the sense of, it wasn't against my will. I didn't condone this. I didn't. I'm sorry, my throat is crazy right now. Hang on. Oh man, whew. You know, it wasn't warranted at all. Regardless of what you said, it just wasn't warranted. Um, you know, so I mean, nobody has me on tape doing anything wrong. We didn't have little cell phones back in the day, obviously, but there was such thing as camcorders. Did you ever see a tape of me, like, you know what I look like? You know, do you see my face doing anything to anyone, myself, anyone else? No, of course not. There's no real solid proof of anything. Anybody can say anything they want to. Anybody can do anything they want to. It's not hard to really pull off stuff. But do you see my face doing anything to anyone? To anyone at all? No. Um, so you could classify it as parental alienation and parental abduction, being the fact that well, let's take. I mean, face it. You know, um, you know, uh, they drove off into the sunset with you, and just kind of haven't seen you since. And, so look, I mean, that's just neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, I'm just basically doing this video to try to just open up to you and just, but not in a real, direct way, but just to maybe just try to get you to, you know, just to explain myself a little bit more and more of a, I don't know, I don't want to say detail, but just maybe try to get you to, you know, all I want to say is that video, from a parent, from a parental standpoint, to go through something like this specific situation where, you know, I just, look at, and I really can't make heads or tail. Like, it's just, there's just a whole lot of confusion surrounding it. And, so it's very hard for somebody to kind of face a situation like this. And then, like, to have your kid be like, 16 years old or something, and then, they don't even drop a letter in the mailbox, and you're just like sitting there like, dude, like, what did I do? Like, you kind of like, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything. Trust me, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just like letting you, I'm just being honest with you about stuff. Like, when a parent is stuck in this position, you kind of like, you like, you start thinking to yourself like, well, I didn't even do anything. Like, what, like, you know so it just confuses you, because, like, your kid gets to a certain age, and I mean, obviously you're not really expecting, I'm not expecting a knock at the door or anything, but I mean, I'm not even expecting a letter in the mailbox at all. But sometimes, when a parent is in this position, sometimes sometimes it crosses their mind like, okay, well, I mean, a 16-year-old is a 16-year-old, you know so, why doesn't, my child, like, kind of push a letter through the mail? Like, sometimes, from a parental, standpoint, being, you know, a parent, a biological parent, um, you know, it's it kind of crosses your mind every once in a while. Excuse me, and it does, you know, sometimes it causes some irritation, um, in the sense of the word. So, and that's normal. I mean, it's I'm your parent. If it wasn't for me, you would not be here. Yeah, maybe I didn't give birth to you, but really, without me, there is no birth. For two reasons. Number one, you were my idea. Number two, I mean, it takes two to create a child in most cases. Even if you do it artificially, I mean, even if you do it some other way, still, I mean, you're not making the baby by yourself. At the end of the day, it takes two. So, I mean, you're half of who I am. So, you know, um, so it just, it does affect me. So, but look, it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't even want a letter in the mail or anything. Like, but I'm just like I'm trying to like do the best way I'm basically doing this video to try to be as open and honest with you as possible. So, not at all trying to make you feel bad or guilty or nothing. I promise you, don't feel guilty, don't feel bad or nothing. That's not even what I'm trying to do. I'm just dropping this video just to, be honest with you and try to maybe get you to maybe see a little bit more of where I'm coming from, for whatever reason, in case maybe you were wondering. Because, like, when you saw that video a couple days ago, you probably saw it and was like, dude, like, what did I do to him or something? Like, you didn't do anything to me. You never did. None of this is your fault at all. I don't blame you at all. You know, it's just, it was just more of the confusion that, that I've been facing for a long time concerning this specific situation. And, when a person is faced with that, much confusion, especially being the fact that, when the person, especially being the fact that I actually seeked answers. I actually approached a specific someone, and, I was looking for answers. I approached your mom in a waiting room in the court building, and I was looking for answers in a real calm, cool, and collective way. I mean, I couldn't have made it more comfy. The bed couldn't have been more fluffy and comfortable. There was no aggression, no nothing. There was no hostility, nothing. And I got nothing in return. She didn't want to talk about it. She kept on sidestepping the issue, and she didn't really want to talk about it. She took the conversation and flipped it on herself and started talking about stuff that I didn't care about. So I sat there for a good 10, 15 minutes, and I was just kindly, calmly, cool, calm, collective, like really trying to find out where she was coming from and why. And she didn't have any real answer for me at all. And if there was a real answer, one would have been given a long time ago. I wouldn't have to wait years just to approach her. She would have really given me a straight answer and just to shut me up. I mean, I would do that if I had a real answer. There's no, so like what I'm trying to say is you know I'm not here trying to pull punches on people. I'm not here trying to pull punches on your mom at all. At all. I'm just simply, trying to explain to you why that video happened. And not at all am I blaming you. Am I mad at you? It's not you. It's just the situation, the confusion surrounding the situation. And I just had one of those moments. It wasn't you. I love you very, very much. You're my daughter. So I don't ever want you to, think, I don't ever want you to think that I'm mad at you or, anything like that, because that video did come off weird. And like I said, I didn't even really think it really uploaded, because as it was uploading, I hit the X to try to, kind of stop the up, I tried to stop it, and for some reason it didn't. I mean, it I thought it stopped because it stopped, but then I guess it kind of, for some reason, somehow, some way, it ended up actually uploading. And it was only, I think the video was like maybe close to like 14 something minutes long, something like that. I'd have to go back and check, but nonetheless, I think I stopped at like 9 or 10 minutes in, and for some reason that wasn't good enough, because it ended up uploading anyways, and I didn't realize until like a day later, and I went back and checked. I'm like, whoa, this actually uploaded. So I mean, if you are seeing these videos, then you probably saw that one, and that's why I'm making this video here, to go, this is gonna be the last video I'm gonna do about it, because there's really no big deal. I mean, I think at this point I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but I don't ever want you to think that I'm mad at you. You're my daughter. I love you very much. You're my family. And, you're my only child. And, you're my favorite person in the world. I really do love you. And I don't ever want you to think differently, or believe differently or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as the situation goes, like I said, I mean, I don't really think too much of it, but, sometimes, I mean, you're my kid, of course. Like sometimes, well, I mean, I miss you, of course. That never ends. But sometimes, at the same time, I mean, I'm well aware that, sometimes I so whatever. I mean, that's basically where that video was coming from. So, I just wanted to make this video to go more in depth and just to let you know that it wasn't you. It's just sometimes the confusion of the situation. Well, that's what that video was. Just the confusion of the situation. Just like, dude, like, are you serious? So, so, I mean, I'm definitely not at all trying to dump on you, or I'm definitely not at all trying to, I'm just sitting here explaining explaining certain things to you. I'm just not really getting into like, graphic details or anything like that, but, because I'm not trying to put you in the middle at all. It's not your fault. It's not your business. I mean, you're just an innocent bystander. You didn't, ask for this situation. I didn't ask for this situation. So it's like I'm kind of looking at a situation after all this time and after everything I've been through and all the nonsense.